What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lamont's Gym and Custom Knives Show, the number 3 podcast. Um, I just did probably about 3-4 different takes. I wanted to do a short. Hopefully, it reaches millions and millions of people. I wanted to do a short on the backs of a video I did yesterday dealing with the violence of the Democratic Party. People who associate themselves with the Democratic Party, liberalism, socialism, communism, Marxist. All of these people are the same. All these people are the same. And I basically went back to the 80s. Who was it? Big Boogie Down Productions did the what's the song? Self-Destruction. We're heading for self-destruction. I as a conservative, as a black man, as a conservative citizen of the United States of America, I'm not headed for self-destruction. No, I'm not. I'm flourishing. Trust me. Financially, I am at a point where I've never been in my life. Probably not too many people in my family have been to. My net worth, what my wife and I, what we do. She's human resources with a in educational field, and she owns a couple of businesses. My youngest daughter owns a couple of businesses, and don't get me wrong, hell, we're not billionaires, but we do pretty damn good. So that's why I say we're not self-destructing. Not the Ritchie family. No. I don't think anybody on the conservative side who are true conservatives, not your make-believe conservatives, not your want to go viral conservatives. No, I'm talking about your real, honest to God, Christian, God-loving, country-loving conservatives. We all thriving. We all doing good. We eating steaks and lobsters. And listen, I don't mean to make light of that because listen, I have my oldest daughter, she's getting her feet wet. She's struggling a little bit. But she's got to grow up. She's got to learn, get her mind right, and she'll start being successful. Her mother and I both started out dirt doo-doo poor. And I mean dirt doo-doo poor. Living in slums, scratching, fighting. She worked at McDonald's. I'm working, can't remember what the hell I was working, some sloppy job. But you know what we did? Now, we divorced. But you know what we did? We kept climbing that ladder. I actually put her through school in the early days, to get her nursing degree and all that good stuff. And listen, we all was at my granddaughter's softball game last night. Current wife, ex-wife, oldest daughter, youngest daughter, and they laughing and talking. I'm like, that's a blessing because, it could be a whole bunch of mess, fussing and fighting and cussing, but it ain't about all that. It's about the babies. We done made our stupid decisions. Now we got to do right by them. Anyway, that's not the purpose of what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about today is a combination of a couple of things. A good friend of mine, he's in a little bit of trouble, and we're going to have to support him, pray for him, be there for him. But dude, this gambling thing is crazy. Now, hell, gambling's been a thing for a long, long time. It has been. Hell, I watched movies back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Where in New York and places like that, you had bookies. You bet on horse races. You bet on boxing matches. You bet on this. You bet on that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be a hypocrite if I sit here and say I ain't never gambled. I'm a perfect Negro. No, I ain't perfect. My gambling used to be with the tonk. If you don't know what tonk is, it's a card game, tonk and poker. Now, I never gamble for big chips, I'm going to get myself in debt. We did it for quarters. Excuse me, we use quarters as our chips. We go cash $10 bills, get a whole bunch of quarters. That's how we played. Nothing wrong with that. Little fun. But this is where, when I was getting started in life, this is where I damn near messed up. In college, my second year in college, I was at Livingston University in Livingston, Alabama. It's West Alabama now. I was a wannabe pool shark. Now, I can shoot pool pretty doggone good. I wasn't a pool shark. But see, I was ignorant to the fact that you had, I forget what they call them, guys sitting on the wall. They, on the pool table, can barely hit the white ball, can barely make shots. They roll up on you and say, hey, you just for a little fun, you want to play for a couple of dollars? Nah, I really don't gamble. Well, let's play for a couple of dollars, buy us a sandwich or something. The hell you win. That's how, you have a hamburger, you play another game. Hey, let's play for a couple more dollars. All right, yeah, shit. In my mind, I just beat your ass. Hell yeah. Shit, come on. And I tear him up. Next weekend, cat's gone home. I'm now, hell, I was on campus. All the foreign kids was on campus. Everybody local gone home. And these cats, yeah, man, you know what, man, I done had my belly full of hamburgers. Shit, let's play for $15, $20. I'm like, nigga, I just tore your ass up. I just whipped your ass 3-4 times in a row, and you won't play for $20, $30? Hell yeah. I said, you know what? Fuck that. Make it $50. I was 19 years old, y'all. Young, dumb, and stupid. So on this occasion, when it got down to the last shot, and I thought we was playing 9-ball, I want to say. Yeah, he had a couple of buddies in there with him. Now, mind you what I said earlier. Shit, I'm one of the few people on this campus. Everybody local going home. All the foreign students are with they clique, with they tribe, doing what they do. And here I am in the sub building, student union building, sweating, finna get my ass tore out the frame because I wanted to gamble. Got set up pretty damn good. Well, I lost, but instead of getting my ass whooped, I told old boy I'd give him $10 on the spot and I'd bring a gun for him that belonged to my daddy. And I hate I ever did that because that was my daddy little 25. And yeah, he got the gun and $10 for me. And that pretty much did it for me when it comes to hardcore gambling. Now you say, like, man, that was $50, $60. How do you consider that hardcore gambling? Well, for me, it was hardcore gambling because if I played tonk or poker or anything like that, going forward until this present, it wasn't for no $5, $10, $20. It's for 50 cents or a dollar. I play you in some poker for 50 cents, for a dollar. I ain't going beyond that because I'm not a gambler. Listen, I work hard for what I earn. I work hard for my money. I work hard for every damn thing I got. And I got plenty of shit. I collect a lot of stuff. And I don't have time to give it away for free. That's why I'm not a gambler. Now, I gave you a little bit of context, so I'm gonna end this little part by telling you, my buddy, he is a Vegas gambler, and he is facing, losing his house, losing his mortgage, losing all his cars, losing his family, and it's very concerning. We have got to come to his aid. I'm gonna do it through prayer. I think they setting up a community GoFundMe, not the national GoFundMe thing, but a community GoFundMe. Everybody in that circle is gonna contribute. Try to help the dude out. But you know what? I'm gonna help him. He's a brother, and I love him. And I don't mean like he a black dude brother. I mean he is a brother. Somebody that he would do anything for me, and I'll do anything for him, and that's why I will be helping him out. But just a word of the wise, you guys who gamble, who love to take chances. And I said this in the podcast the other day. And I can't remember which one, but I think I mentioned if somebody in your circle or in your atmosphere is a progressive and love to gamble, kind of distance yourself, because that's a recipe for disaster. I don't understand that I don't understand that thought process or where their minds are. And I mean progressive. Oh, I just want to go forward. Get to the next one. I want to go to China. Next time I want to go to Japan. That next trip to Japan, the plane might crash. Or the boat might sink. Sit your damn ass down. See, I'm a conservative. True blue. Through and through. Ain't nothing for me nowhere else in the world. Nothing. My family's here. Everything I own is here. Now, if I want to drive to, another state, go to Alaska on an Alaskan cruise, damn it, I'll do it. But I gotta see the world. Listen, I was in the Navy. Trust me, you ain't missing nothing. Bread is made the same way in Atlanta, Georgia, the same way that it is in Nigeria or Kenya or Egypt or Norway. Bread is made the same way. Anyway, let me get away from that. I spent way too much time on that. The final topic I want to get into is that same circle I was talking about earlier. We have had another discussion on the mental illness of people in our society. Primarily talking about the latest dude trying to kill my president. They said this dude was a scholar, went to Caltech. Dude, listen. Everybody said it is hard as hell to get into Stanford and MIT. Hell, it's hard as hell to get into what's the Army Academy? Hell, I can't think of it right now. But it's hard to get into these institutions. Very hard. You got to be super smart. You got to have somebody that's business worthy or political worthy to write letters and get, to get people into these institutions. It takes a lot. And this dude was at Caltech. So he was smart. Very, very smart individual. Why would you want to waste your life, the rest of your life? Because he has been his mind has been twisted, just like all these folks. Now, you take the individual who attempted to kill the president in Florida. You look at this dude, he's been fucked up from day one. His mind, his ideology, everything about him has been fucked up from day one. This kid from California, I didn't see that. I saw a mixed nut, and unfortunately, these days we see more mixed nuts, you know, that are so easily indoctrinated. And what I mean by mixed nut, one parent's white, one parent's black, or different ethnicities. Yeah, they are mixed nuts. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But I didn't see that in this young man. But he was heavily indoctrinated. You can tell by his social media post and his ideology. So, what can we do? I don't know what we can do. I really don't. It's only gonna get worse. But I can tell you who's to blame. And I'm not saying this because I'm a conservative or because I vote Republican. I'm saying this because it's fact. These damn Democrats, they want power so bad, they're willing to divide our country. They're willing to indoctrinate these individuals. They're willing to go down in flames to retain power. And I think that's sad. I really do. But anyway, just wanted to mention that the best thing we can do is pray, and do like Charlie Kirk and so many other people on the conservative side. We go out and we reach young men and women who have been indoctrinated, and we try to bring them into the fold. And so, listen, we're gonna pray with you. We're gonna pray for you. But these people right here that's done screwed up your mind, we're gonna try to get you right. And we're gonna love on you. And that's what we do in the name of God. That's what we do as Christians. These people, these godless heathens, they just want power. That's all they want. And I challenge you guys, anybody who watches this, the next time you come in contact with someone who have been indoctrinated, emasculated, have a simple conversation. Tell them how much, as a Christian, you love them. And I promise you, the more you pour that love into their heart, the more they're going to see the light. The majority of these young people, listen, I'm not going to go there with the boomers. They're gone. They're history. Baby boomers, somebody said this a while ago, baby boomers are the worst generation ever. I used to didn't think that way. Because, see, my parents weren't baby boomers. My parents were born in 1929 and 1930. So they weren't baby boomers. But I used to think, these baby boomers, man, their parents went to war. They of good stock. But you can go back as far as the 70s to see that these same individuals, these baby boomers, were the hippies and the protesters and the resistance. Always back in the 60s and 70s. It kind of faded a little bit through the 80s and 90s. Matter of fact, life was beautiful in the 80s and 90s. Now you still had them dope smoking jerks, but they was catching A's and dying out. But now the last of the bunch, you see them out here protesting. Anyway, listen. With these young folks, love on them. Show them our Christian way, our conservative way. And I think that's the true way and the only way. But listen, I'm going to get up out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As always, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Trinity, y'all. Y'all keep him in your heart. Stay blessed. And I'll catch you next time.